Most people looking for a professional arranger keyboard usually end up drowning in a sea of complicated menus and bulky gear that takes up half the room. But then you run into this white Korg PA600 bundle, and it honestly makes you wonder why everything else has to be so difficult. It is surprisingly compact for what it actually does. You get the keyboard itself, a sturdy X stand, a bench, a pedal, and even some decent studio headphones. It is basically a one-stop shop for anyone who wants to start playing or gigging without spending weeks hunting down individual accessories. What really hits you first is the sound quality. It is not just about having a bunch of generic piano or drum samples. Korg put a lot of work into what they call their real experience and defined nuance control. When you play a guitar patch, you actually hear the fret noise and the little mechanical quirks that make it sound like a real person is sitting there playing. It is that kind of detail that keeps you from getting bored after 10 minutes. The onboard speakers are another surprise. They are only 15 watts each, but they are tucked into a bass reflex box that gives the sound a lot more punch than you would expect from a unit this size. It fills a room without sounding thin or tinny. Navigating the interface is pretty straightforward, thanks to that 7-inch touch display. It is bright, responsive, and keeps you from having to dig through endless submenus just to change an effect. Speaking of effects, there are over 100 of them packed in here. You have your standard reverbs and choruses, but the REM's guitar effects are the real highlight. They add a level of grit and authenticity that you usually only find in dedicated studio processors. Now here is the thing, it is not perfect. While the keys feel decent, they are not weighted like a high-end digital piano, so if you are a classical pianist, you might find the action a little light for your taste. It is definitely built more for the arranger crowd, who needs to trigger styles and chords quickly. Also, while the songbook feature is a lifesaver for organizing your setlist and keeping all your settings in one place, the initial setup can be a bit of a learning curve if you have never used a Korg arranger before. You will want to spend an afternoon just playing with the database to get it organized the way you like. Still, for someone who wants a professional-grade tool that is actually portable enough to throw in the back of a car for a gig, this is a solid contender. It manages to balance that high-end sound quality with a footprint that does not dominate your entire living space. It is one of those rare pieces of gear that feels like it was designed by people who actually play music, rather than just engineers looking at a spec sheet. If you are looking for a reliable workhorse that covers almost every genre you can think of, this bundle is going to be hard to beat.
Check out the video description for updated price. And thank you for watching this video.